yeah, I keep it in here, look, at the back of the van, in this blue dry bag, nice and neat. I'll show you. There it is, look, nice and neat package like that, folds away really good. And there's a wooden stick inside with a bit of padding on the top. I'll show you what that's for later on. That's really important, that. Also inside there's a few selected bungee cords, and I'll show you what they do as well. They are crucial. Okay. Right, I'll just open it out on the floor so you can see it's full size. Alright, so you can see roughly the full size of it. It's just like a big long rectangle. Let me give you a close look at it. Okay, if I bring you in, right down the long edge, there's a series of magnets. I'll put them on the screen now, which ones I've used. They're off eBay. They're about the size of a £1 coin. And they're really strong, really strong. And we've created a seam here on this top. It's all sewn. And there's a little pocket, as you can see there, where the magnet is embedded inside. Just a little pocket in the seam, and then there's a series of these running right along the edge. There, every few inches or so. And importantly, this orange one here is the center point. That's the center magnet, and that can easily identify that when I'm putting it up. I'll show you in a second, that's important. But yeah, it's a series of magnets running along the edge, and that tacks it onto the top of the van. I'll show you now and it'll make sense. Alright, look, so once I'm at the back of the van, I find the orange magnet in the middle, and then I need to take this up to the top and tack it on. So the orange magnet in my hand goes to the centre point in line with the solar panels, and it just tacks on like that. And it's, you'll have to take my word for it, but it's a really good fixing. And then they just go along here, and I kind of aim for this line of the seam here. So here's the next one here, look, and that just tacks on. It's really strong, really nice. It's just the perfect amount. And then this side, there, look, tack on. That one, tack on. And it keeps just behind my roof bars here, and then it's going to go off that side. So I need to pull this excess up and shove it around the door like that. And I'll go around to that side and straighten that up. So I just pull the excess over like this. You see what I'm saying? I think you're getting the picture, aren't you? So magnet tacks on there, tacks on there, comes down, tacks on there. It's a really nice bite. And then at the bottom, I'll show you this now, I've created some eyelets. I got these off eBay again. Some brass eyelets which go in the bottom corners, because this is going to flap around, so I think you can guess what that's for. And then the bungee cords that was in the bag, there's two big ones and two small ones. The big bungee cords are for these corners near the tyres, and this goes underneath and it latches around the spare tyre cage. Just like that. You see that? And that keeps that really tight. The wind cannot blow that anywhere. So that's a nice tight edge. The magnets and the bungee cord are keeping that edge really tight. Same deal on this side, look. It comes round and just attaches to the spare tyre cage there. Lovely, magic. So the smaller bungee cord I use on these edges here, and these simply come along and latch into anything I can really, usually the door there, and that's nice and tight, so that keeps that nice and tight in here, so that can't blow away anywhere. And same again, this side comes through onto the door there. Beautiful. So once it's up, the excess material comes round here. There's quite a lot, but I decided to keep it. I think it's quite good from the sun. And then I used another couple of brass eyelets again in these corners and tried to sort of make a mitre in the corner, if you like, a bit like wrapping a Christmas present, I suppose. And then this just cinches up and wraps this corner pretty tight as well. I'll just do that now. Kind of like that. Keeps it tight. Same in this corner though. The excess material comes round and we've just wrapped it, made a corner out of it and cinched it up in the corners. Just using those little toggles you can buy, like what's on jackets and things like that. So that keeps that tight. So that's it, nearly finished. The only thing was, once I first started using it, I realised there was a little bit of a sag in this ceiling here. The excess is just sagging down a little bit. So you can imagine when it's raining, it starts to pull here. Because the shape of the doors, as you can see, it naturally comes this way, unfortunately. You can't really get away from it travelling this way, you see. So you end up with a bit of a bulge of water here. So I needed a way to push this up slightly, just to give it a bit of a tip in the middle. And that's what that piece of wood is for. It's just a piece of wood with a bit of padding around the tops and bottoms. And basically I just eyeballed it and measured it, and it wedges in to the top of the van here. It just wedges in there like that, and then I kind of push it backwards and it just wedges in that gap, and it's just under tension. So when the rain is coming down, there's now a peak in the middle, as you can see, and it just helps the rain divert left and right and stops that gathering problem. You see how it's just heading towards that way, and that, I know it's something daft like that, little homemade daft object, but that really solved my problem. Yeah, so that's what I end up with, something like that. Really nice little canopy for the barn doors. I'm really happy with it. It's a DIY option, but that's my style. I like trying to make stuff if I can. Yeah, it's pretty robust once it's up. It doesn't move at all. The magnets are really strong. The bungees are keeping it tight. I had this up a few weeks ago in really heavy rain. It was persistent rain for about 10 hours one day, heavy winds, and it just flaps around a little bit, but it didn't budge, and it kept all the rain off me. Really worked well. So I'm chuffed to bits with it. So yeah, that's my homemade canopy. Brilliant against the sun and the rain. Thanks very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you down the road, alright?